think that's it from our speakers. We're going to have some bush poets. We've got Barry here who's going to give us a bush poem that's written specifically about College Grove. And if anyone else has got any poems they'd like to come over and see me. Anyway, Baz has got his poem about College Grove, so please make him welcome.
Hello, and thanks everyone for coming out. I'll try and make this loud enough for everyone to hear, above the roar of the aeroplanes and so forth. Yes, I did write this specifically to address the College Grove issue. But in my research I came across something very interesting, and that was H.G. Wells's broadcast to America of the War of the Worlds in 1938. That was the year before World War II. That was broadcast to America as breaking news. Okay, the Martians have landed. Now it scared the hell out of a lot of Americans. Probably gave them, probably sent a few off to the funny farm. But we're in another era like that, where propaganda is being used on us daily by governments and by the media, and we could at any time be hoodwinked, similar to those people who believed that the Martians had landed. And so with that little prelude, I'll read my poem, which is called From Grover's Mill Millionaire to College Grove Groover. Now, Grover's Mill is where H.G. Wells situated the Martian invasion, where it first happened, where the Martians first came in New Jersey. And this is how it began. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a grave announcement to make. As incredible as it may seem, both the observations of science and the evidence of our eyes lead to the inescapable assumption that those strange beings, police, that landed in the College Grove bushland are the vanguard of invading army from the planet Mars. This is the poem. We are living in perilous times. Rich criminals get to define the crimes, blaming the poor and using police to prevent the natural flow of peace. We have heard both political sides gloating of their photo ops in sugar coating. We have been conned into party voting, with not a soul among them worth noting. Can you believe the words of your town's mayor? You bet he'll be pretending to be there. What hopes in our premier's derriere? Do you expect Lancourt to play fair? A silent garret burns no midnight oil. Co-opted, petered out and off the boil. Yesterday's hero is tomorrow's zero. We're waiting on a favour from Nero. I ask this without fear or malice. When will our earth be allowed to flower? Who put Rudd in Kirribilli Palace? Who put Smith in his ivory tower? Do you think it was your mighty vote? Oh my God, how can you be so remote? The answers are in the laws they wrote, for which there is only one antidote. If you've inherited your wealth and class, and you're short on morals and long on greed, you'll climb that ladder with tremendous speed, watching useless eaters fall on their arse. They like population and crowd control. They like slavery and work for the dole. They like progress and money too. Don't be surprised what they'll do to you. Their Masonic religion is elite. There's a place for worship, it's at their feet. There's a word for this we can't repeat. It's called conspiracy. Now ain't that neat? In truth, it has been a total failure, so they plan to relocate to Australia. They call themselves names hard to remember, like learned friend or honourable member. They recognise special handshakes and signs and get off murder with just a stiff fine. Amnesia walls and human programming, Disney culture now poetry slamming. Awake, asleep and in and out of REM, frontmen altering history for them. Candidates from Manchuria run things, media spotlights the scandal and bling. Meanwhile, the New World Order Mars colony has run out of fresh fish and polony. In truth, it has been a total failure, so they plan to relocate to Australia. Meanwhile, through media and public schools, they're turning us into all complete fools, so everyone's following their stupid rules, and few retain critical thinking skills. Red list, blackout, extraordinary renditions, bloodlines, codes, sacrifice best conditions, chemtrails, vaccinations and frankenfood, all created for the illumined good. They like to write verses in children's blood. Look these words up if you're in the mood, along with eugenics and the Talmud. Mystery religion is home to brood. At least trees and animals will have rights when the United Nations comes at night. Herded in our habitats or taking fright from Big Brother's shadowy oversight. I've got another one here that I wrote a little while ago. It's about school. This is another subject that's dear to my heart. Another subject that I find is being used against populations around the world and has been for a good 50 or 60 years. I've also used popular culture here as well. There was a band called Status Quo in the 70s. I was kind of into it, as was my brother and so forth. I had a song called Deep Down, Go Down, Deeper and Down, or something like that. I called this Dumb Down, Deeper and Down. No more status quo. I took aim with my weapon. My last line of defence was to be relied upon, not to go in silence. They removed honesty from democracy, replaced it with tyranny, or a certain villainy that some call oligarchy, a spin-off from monarchy, or some such malarkey that divides humanity with not a hint of pity for those without power or clout, and never in doubt that their might is right, and their doctrine of spite must be obeyed with a dim-witted parade in a patriotic arcade, or subjected to much violence like a putsch by a putz-cawed bush, a dodger who knew no toil, heart blackened by oil, who would gladly boil dissenting scholars with a $1 dollars. But some won't be silenced by repressive wars and laws that don't make any sense and have nothing like a just cause. When they kick at your front door, how are you gonna go? Shot down on the pavement or waiting on death row? What's with this clash of civilizations? What was Project Homing Pigeon? What's the CIA got to do with it? Hard times are coming, Australia. Sack your prime ministerial failure. Who has Oz mesmerised and marching? I can't hear the whistleblowers sing. We're just counting the beat. La-da-dee-da, la-da-dee-da. Just like Iran's counting the weeks. La-da-dee-da, la-da-dee-da. Before the nuclear heat emerges in MSN news leaks. And now here's the buzz. By the time it does, it'll be too late, my friends. There'll be nothing to defend unless we wake up as a nation. Got to work out this situation, piss off the PlayStations and get out of dead ends. Hard times are coming, America. Try your presidential failure. Who has us and US mesmerised and marching? You can't hear the whistleblowers sing. You're just counting the beat. La-da-dee-da, la-da-dee-da. Just like Iran's counting the weeks. La-da-dee-da, la-da-dee-da. Before the atomic heat emerges in Newsweek. And now here's the buzz. By the time it does, it'll be too late, my friends. There'll be nothing left to defend unless you wake up as a nation. Unless this human race wakes up to the manifestation of evil and greed in our faces, controlling inner and outer spaces. Only broad-based homeschooling education will stop them fooling with your kids' values and keep them from getting confused. School is dumbed down, deliberately dumbed down. Dumbed down, deeper and down. Dumbed down, deeper and down. You bet it is, Charlotte. Those damned overlords take orders from the harlot, or the elders of Zion, and other beasts trying to play the world like a chessboard, for their souls have been whored, and their minds unmoored. They just dumb the classes down, produce bullies and clowns who can pass ridiculous tests and regurgitate at best the useless information supposed to fire my imagination. No wonder they can't get any satisfaction. Remember the war on drugs was instigated by uninformed thugs, determined to eliminate competition in the marketplace, to manipulate young headspace, to become an addict with utmost haste, and keep thinking of that taste, and gawking at the go-go girl's waist. Listen to the music and make sure you stare at the teenage singers in their underwear. Then buy their records and set up an altar where you can worship until your faith falters, and you've got to find another fantastic musician to recalibrate your mental position, whereby all truth is conveyed through appearances or record labels, and your intelligence becomes a fable. Wake up, earthlings, hard times are coming. You can hear Rothschild's army humming, and you've let it get this bad way with your belief in a murderer, a liar, and a thief.
Thanks, Matt.